Now let's assume you're standing on top of him. Okay? The client is laying prone, you're actually standing on his back. Leap in the direction of the door. That means if you're standing on top of his back, and he's giving you the impression that you're in danger, leap off his back towards the door and escape. Now, if you think it's going to be an assault situation where you're going to be physically assaulted, stomp your foot real hard on his back or jump on his back. Obviously, you won't do that when the guy's just being rude, but if he's going to be a threat to you, you want to do that. If you're going to fall, maybe he's trying to throw you off him, and you know when the guy's squirming versus when the guy's trying to throw you off. Okay, you can tell when you're on a guy and the guy squirms or moves or whatever, versus when he tries to throw you off him. If you're being thrown off him, try to land on your knees on him, and then move towards the door and get out. A lot of this stuff is brawling, hit or miss. It's like no systematic fighting technique. I'm not talking about taekwondo. I'm just talking about you wrestling and roughhousing. Another thing you can do, if you're standing next to him, maybe, I don't know, you're doing a 1 foot method where you got 1 foot on the floor, 1 foot on his back, or if you're standing next to him, about to stand on him, or if you just got done standing on him, or if you're doing some kind of tie technique where he's on the floor mat rolling around and you're next to him for whatever reason, try to kick his back, his ribs, or his face. Even though you're barefoot, it's still going to be a little hard. I mean, let's face it. If you take off your shoes and socks and I lay down on my stomach and you kick me in the ribs, you're going to hurt me. You might bang your toe up a little bit. You might even break your toe, but like I said, the guy threatens you. He's going to hurt you. You've got to get out of this situation. Last resort, use weapon. You're on top of the guy. He's going to throw you off, or he's going to get violent. Spray down. Even though his face might be down towards the mat or down towards the face cradle or turned to the side, if you're spraying around his facial area, he's going to get, okay, she's got mace. She means business now. She's got mace. Or the taser or the stun gun. You know, if it's a last resort, you know, the guy might say, I'm a bitch, I'm going to rape you. Or bitch, I'm going to fucking kill you. I mean, you don't know what he's going to say. You don't know what he's going to do. Last resort, stand on his head facing the neck. Why do I say last resort? Because I'm laying on my stomach. You're standing on my back. You move from my back to my face and stand on my face. Or from my back to you got like 1 foot on my face and 1 foot on my neck. You can paralyze me. If I'm going to kill you, fine. If I'm not going to kill you, if I made a rude comment, not fine. But if you have to get away, you have to get away. Stand in the face, stand on the neck, stand on the head. If it's your last resort, if you're going to die anyway, you might as well try it. I don't know what else to tell you. You might as well try it. If you're knocked to the floor, this would go for if you're doing... if you're walking on the guy while he's laying on a floor mat, if you're walking on the guy while he's laying on a table, or if you're just doing some kind of tie technique where you're doing stretching and moving, you know, you're twisting and turning them. If you're on the floor, like you might be sitting next to the guy, you might be rolling him one way, rolling him another way. But if you're knocked to the floor, from the floor, kick anything. Kick his face, kick his legs, try to just kick. He's already knocked it to the floor. His intention is to detain you. Try to kick him. Try as hard as you can to move towards the door as fast as possible. Hopefully, if you're good enough, as you're falling off him, as he's knocking you down, you can fall in the direction of the door. So you're closer to the door. And continue to roll towards the door, crawl towards the door, run towards the door. If the door is too far away, if you can't get there in time, try to gain dominance over his body. Try to get back on top of him. Kneeling, sitting, standing. Try to get back on top of him. He might be laying down. You're standing on top of him. He throws you off. Is he going to do a push-up and run towards you? Or is he gonna just roll over like a worm and just roll into you? Try as hard as you can to get back on top of him. If you see him rolling towards you, you might want to put your one foot up. You might want to try to get one foot on top of him to clamp him. Can you throw something? I've seen a lot of therapists with water bottles strapped to their body. Can you throw that at him? Let me tell you. If I'm rolling towards you or I'm crawling towards you, and you take a water bottle and hit me in the face with it, I'm gonna get the message. I'm gonna be like, oh wait a minute, she's fighting back now. Or last resort, use the weapon. Use the pepper spray, use the taser, use the stun gun. Last resort, you gotta do what you gotta do. I would highly recommend some of you guys take self-defense classes. Not necessarily martial arts, taekwondo, crap like that, but they have women's self-defense classes. We have a girl in our community, a woman in our, I should say, in our community. She's pregnant with her third baby. Congratulations. She, I don't know her exact measurements, but she's short and skinny. I have seen her do demonstration videos where they do force on force training, where she is with a man. The man might have to get up with the helmet and the padding, and the man threatens her. You want to have a party? Bitch, I'm gonna kill you. Okay, and the man hurts her, and she tries to get away. I have seen her go for the face. I have seen her go for the testicles. I've seen her go for the stomach. I've seen her go for the chest. I've seen her go for the head. I've seen her reach to, obviously it was a toy gun for a demonstration, but I've seen her go to the gun and point the gun at the suspect. Okay? There are classes you can take as women, even some men. They have force on force training classes where you learn. And this woman is very, very small. And a lot of guys, they look at this cute little girl. She's got blonde hair. She's so cute. Look how small and cute she is. And they're gonna have a force on force training with her. But they don't want to hurt her. She's a little tiny girl. You don't want to hurt her. You want to be a gentleman. You want to be a knight in shining armor. It's not personal. So they pussyfoot around with her. Okay, biting. She's biting him, punching him, kicking him, stopping him. And she tells him, man, I want you to fight me because I'm gonna fight you. She said to him, look at this shit, fight me. Okay, so you can win if you want to. Okay, you have the desire to win. You have the desire to live. You can get through it. Okay, you might need to fight a little harder. You might need to practice a little more. You can get to it. And one more thing I forgot to mention. If you're the type of therapist that works on the table, the client's on the table, and you're on the table with them, sitting on them or standing on them or twisting them, put a mat on the floor and just say the mat is there in case I fall. The reason why I said this is because if you're standing on top of the table or on top of the client and the client is on the table, if he gets you down, you're going to go from the table to the floor. And you don't want to land on marble or concrete or wood or tile. So try to have a mat pushing you. Okay, I've left it out of the last segment, I'm sorry. But, okay, try to take a self-defense class. Try to learn how to do these methods. There are guys that will tell you how to twist the arm, how to pull the arm, how to keep the weapon. There's a class called weapons retention, which means I have a weapon, you try to take it from me. How do I keep it? Matter of fact, I have to take this class, but I haven't taken it yet. How do I hold the weapon and not lose control over it? Or you have the weapon. How do I take it from you? Okay? And taking these classes will increase your awareness. It'll increase your ability. Okay, and my final analysis, I should have said this earlier, I'm going to say it now. There are 4 conditions. Condition white, not paying attention at all. Condition yellow, paying attention to everything I see. Condition orange, I see a possible threat. Condition red, I'm in a threat. Now, I'm a crossing guard. I work for a police department, not a board of ed. I work for a police department. I am a peace officer. My primary job is escorting children between birth and 15, the elderly and the disabled and the temporarily injured through an intersection. Very, very dangerous intersection. Okay. if possible, under normal circumstances, I don't have to help able-bodied adults. But if I see a bad situation, I'm going to help everybody, including able-bodied adults. Now, condition yellow. I'm standing on the corner, looking around, nothing to see, nothing goes on. An adult walks past me. Now, if a child walks past me, I go with them in the street. If an adult walks past me, I just say hello. They go on their own. The adult is crossing the street. Red light, they're crossing this way. Car is coming down. This car has a green light, is going into the intersection. Will this car stop for this pedestrian to let them by? I am now in condition orange. I think there's a chance that car might not stop. So being in condition orange, I am going to run into the street. I am going to verbally halt the car. I'm going to say, you stop. You stop. The adult is in the middle of the road. I am going to stand next to them and possibly put my arm up on them or possibly put my arm over them, and I'm going to push them through. That is condition orange. I thought there was a danger, and I reacted playing the better safe than sorry. Code red. A child is in the street. Car is coming down the road. The car will not stop for the light. The car will not stop for the child. The car will not stop for me. I have a situation where the child is going to get killed. I move the child out of the way, period. I may have to grab the child. I may have to push the child. I may have to pull the child. If the child is small, I may have to pick them up. I have pushed people. I have pulled people. I have thrown my arm across people's chests. I've thrown my arm into people's midsections. I've actually hit people with this arm in the torso. I've stepped in front of people to block their path. I've grabbed mothers with baby carriages by the wrist and pulled them and the baby carriage out of danger. Okay? When you are in a situation where you are in danger, you must survive. So you are always in condition yellow. You are always monitoring the situation. You're always paying attention to the client. Where are his hands? Do you have rules? Is he breaking the rules? He touched you. Did he move his arm and bump into you by accident? Or did he do it on purpose? You must always focus on everything in this room. I'm in this room, I'm looking at the light, I'm looking at this, I'm looking at that, I'm looking at everything. Always focus, period, no questions asked. Now, if you're in danger, if you think you're in danger, leave, dismiss. Okay? Move out of danger. Even if you're wrong, it's better to be wrong and out of danger than be right and be in danger. You feel uncomfortable? Leave. You feel uncomfortable? Call security. You feel uncomfortable? Call the police. Okay? He's getting violent? Fight back. Push back. Move out. Push, shove, move. Okay? You have a responsibility to keep yourself alive. Now, you may never in your lifetime ever have a situation where you have to do anything I've talked about. But if you ever are in that situation, now you know what to do. You have at least an idea of what to do. You have an idea of how to prevent it. You have an idea of how to defuse it. You have an idea of how to set up the situation to your advantage. Okay? Have him away from the door. Have myself towards the door. If I'm in trouble, leave. And my last thing I'm going to tell you, in keeping with the condition yellow, never take your eyes off anyone. I don't care if you're massaging a 12-year-old girl in front of her own mother. Never take your eyes off either of them. Now, a lot of states, if you're going to give a child a massage, the parent has to be in the room with you. Where is the parent? The parent is sitting in a chair watching the massage take place in your view. 11-year-old girl's on the table, you're giving her a massage, her mother's in the room, her mother sits in the chair right there. Okay? Focusing on the kid, focusing on the parent. Because you don't know what the hell's going to happen these days. You never take your eyes off anyone. Your shoelace is untied, leave it. Double check to make sure all your lotions are in place. Try to memorize their location so you can be like, okay, without looking at them, if you can. Alphabetical order, shape, size, whatever. You know, so none of this crap about let me stop touching you, go over there and change the CD. Okay, let me stop touching you, turn around, put my back towards you, get on my hands and knees, crawl into a cabinet and spend 5 minutes looking through the cabinet with you behind me. Always keep them in front of you, always keep everything in front of you, always stay alert. If you're in danger, get out. And I think that's it. If anybody's watching this and it applies to you, please contact me. I'll be more than happy to answer. This is one of my longest videos. I think we're talking for close to an hour. Wow. Longest video, I think, 54 minutes.